Saturday webinar, Wisdom Speaks. So Wisdom Speaks, we need simple, pure mind to discover inner happiness. What it means. First thing, understand why we are together. Start the journey from there. To know our true nature. Are you aware that I want to know my true nature? Is that statement is present in your mind? If it is not, gone. That is what we do in business in every profession. Where are you going, kitchen? Why? Not to grab a glass of water. So do I remember and aware that I have to discover my true nature? The teacher and the text and the principles are the instruments which are going to help and guide me. We should be very clear to discover permanent peace and happiness, love and wisdom. So it depends on the intensity, commitment, how intense seeking you have in your mind to find your true nature. So the intensity level changes from person to person. No, I have lot of pain, that's why I could not attend the session. See that? So we find out the commitment. So where we should experience this? In our mind. That is why I always talk during the practice, awareness, knowledge and experience. That takes place in my mind. So when my true nature reflects in that mind, I'm awakened. So what our intellect does, the intellect filters out all the information that is not required. And that happens naturally. Say you are driving to your home, it filters out all your neighbors and the streets and the highways. You approach and you reach to your home. We all have an intellect. Are you sure? We all have an intellect. We all have our mind. Now this master says we need simple, very simple, pure, calm, clear intellect that leads to a conviction. I will define the conviction according to the Eastern wisdom later. So when I have that conviction, the calm, the intellect is pure and calm. The self reflects there and I awaken to my true nature. That is the goal of meditation, mindfulness, whatever you want to say. Now, practical scenario. Honey asks, can I make you a tea? No, I don't want tea from you. I'm angry. You see how my mind is reacting. Here you do not want IQ but clear, calm and pure intellect. So when you have the pure and clear and calm and intellect, then what happens? The intellect realizes that I'm upset, my mood is not good. So why to express that mood to others? Is it not clear? Why to express my mood? Let me maintain that calm, clear intellect. But what happens? Can you imagine? I gave you an example. I have a good friend, Ashok, who is an engineer, so I can talk about him and his wife. They got married in my presence. Ashok sent the picture of his would-be before marriage and asked me, Can I get married with that girl? That happens in India with the teachers. They don't propose me, but they do it for themselves. so, so they get married, and then, they both approach to me separately with their challenges in relationship. I can talk, I know Ashok will agree with that. So in America, I'm very careful. So what happens, when you follow your intellect with that purity, calmness, and a simplicity, you don't need an IQ. Now, what example I gave? Honey asked, can I get a tea? No, I don't want, I'm angry with you. So if you apply the simple, pure, calm intellect, the problem is resolved there within you. Now, if you apply IQ, we talk a lot about IQ. I'm more intelligent, my IQ. Then what happens? IQ is based on your past references, memory, and your experiences. Then what your IQ says? Today you are asking for a cup of tea. When I asked you last week, you told me you are busy. And then the problem begins. Then you are wrong, then you are wrong, then you are wrong, then you are wrong. And what I'm pointing you. Understand what I'm pointing you by this example. Here, the name of the text is Manisha. Manisha. Manisha is another name of the intellect. So Manisha is that intellect which holds on. What it holds on? It holds on the purity, simplicity, freedom from the past, and have a conviction that peace and happiness is within, and you are awake. Are you understanding? We need Manisha. We don't need IQ to treat the path of meditation and mindfulness. I'm separating the two. Yeah, you might have been thinking, he is teaching from different texts and he talks about different principles, how to increase my IQ. Kabir was totally illiterate. No enlightened person in the Eastern wisdom has gone to Harvard or Oxford. Only those people can go who has the higher IQ. We guys cannot go. So simple. We don't need this IQ. Master says we need simple, pure, calm intellect. So what kind of an intellect we need? Let me give you an example. I feel thirsty. I go to the kitchen, take a tumbler, put the water and drink it. That kind of an intellect is required. So when I'm talking of these principles, you might have some confusion. Oh, we should have a very higher, greater IQ to understand. No. Requirement for the mind is simple, pure, clear, that holds on to the present awareness. Do you feel hungry? Yes. Oh, you go there and grab some food and finish. That is the way the mindfulness and the meditation works. What IQ does. I gave you one example. So you have to differentiate when you treat the path of mindfulness, and then I'll tell you a brief how this text was written. You'll be amazed. That is what happens to those great masters. So, house is on fire. You call the fire department. Someone picks up the phone. Hey, how are you doing? This is your IQ. Is your family okay? What about your kids? Well, the that officer is asking you what happened. Tell me this is fire department. No, no, tell me about yourself first. No, if you have some time, my house is on fire, then you can come and take care of it. This is our intellect, IQ. We don't need an IQ. Because that intelligent quotient demands lot of thoughts in favor and against. Don't you see TV channels? Oh, look at the CNN, where the opposite parties gather together. There we need an IQ to argue in favor and against. In mindfulness, no. We don't need that. Manisha, I'm talking about Manisha. What is Manisha? Is clear, concluding, pure intellect. I gave you an example. Where is your house? I need a simple intellect. I know it. I have an address. Who is your honey? Yes. Here it is. But then I say, do you know your true nature? No. There we have to start applying IQ. Use the same intellect. Follow the same intellect in the journey of mindfulness from today. That I may cover in 5, 6, 7 sessions. And you will find out that it is very easy to reveal our true nature. Are you getting it? IQ and simple intellect. No master has ever gone to Harvard or Oxford because they don't have that IQ. They don't need it. But it does not mean that IQ is not required. To live in the material world, we need definitely an IQ. The greater the IQ, you can organize your company, you can organize your life outside. You can have, you see that. So IQ is required to live with objective reality, but the simple, pure intellect, the way we are talking, we are communicating, I'm using simple words, that level of the intellect is required. So what the IQ does, when I speak of a principle, the IQ in the background starts. It happened yesterday with one student. So now what if a great master whose name is Shankara, who has written more than 200 books, smaller books, and this text is also written by Manisha. Manisha text is also written by this great master. To make it clear, the Manisha, when the intellect lives in that kind of a purity, simplicity, the conviction is natural. Where is your house? Here it is. What IQ says, oh, what do you mean by the house? What do you mean by the honey? Then I will tell you where my house is. Do you see? We constantly live with that IQ, and that is the bone, that is the problem in our relationship, and also lot of stuff. I'm not going there. So going to this master, one thing you should understand that once the master reaches to the state of that what we say awakening and enlightenment, the very existence and the world outside always examines that person. They are not prepared. When you graduate, the teacher tells you now the examination is coming near, study it. So Now on this particular date there is an examination, so you prepare, you write an answer and you pass the examination. So when you reach to that state of awakening, the world, the existence, your relationship are ready to examine you. Are you living into that state or not? This is totally a different journey. The journey continues. Journey continues. So this Shankara, this master, great master, enlightened master, went to Varanasi, the oldest city in the world, known as Varanasi. Varanasi, central India. It is believed that great masters always visit Varanasi once in their lifetime. You have great scholars. Even in every street, you will find great masters who don't want to name our popularity. They are sitting there and they may be sitting like a beggar. They may be sitting like a grocery owner, shop owner. That was the tradition. So there is a big temple of Shiva. Shiva is also known as the originator of yoga. So he took bath in the Ganges river, and you have narrow streets. You already know when it is the oldest city. You have very narrow streets. So he was going to the Shiva temple after taking a bath in the Ganges river. How the text was written, I'm just telling you. So you can really appreciate and understand this journey of the mindfulness. That is what happens. Oh, let me drive to the mall to buy some stuff, and there I'll end up fighting. I have some differences. Unknown problems. The intellect goes into liking, disliking, hatred. Think of this. So this guy was traveling, moving, walking to the temple. From the other side, the profession is cremating the body. So Varanasi is also famous in the bank of Ganges river. It says that if you put the fire on the dead body there in the Varanasi, you go to heaven. It's a custom and ritual. So you find many people who cremate the body. And those people who cremate the body, they are known as Chandala. How the text was written. So I gave an introduction of Manisha. Simple, easy. Just remain casual. Who is come? Someone rings the bell, okay. No, if he is a stranger, then what I will do? If he is a known, what I will do? I am very busy. Don't use your IQ. You can give the simple answer. So this Chandala was coming from the other side, dirty. It is very famous that they have to cremate the body, 10, 15, 50 bodies in the cremation ground. And the foul smell of the burning of the body is coming from his body. What it is relation to the mindfulness? That's where this master wrote this text. And he had also a dog with him, and the moment he was approaching, Shankara says, go away, go away. No, even our kids, even their kids are small and they play and they got dirty, and you want to hug. You say, no, please don't hug me. No, not at this time. You see, there's a natural reaction of the mind. How it is related to mindfulness and meditation. That we are coming to it. Go away, go away. Why he said go away, go away? Because he was dirty. Smell. So he wants to keep a distance. And the Chandala smiled. If you say go away, how dare you say go away, go away? You should go away. Why should I go? I'm also on the same street. Normally our reaction is like this. So Chandala smiled. I told you that when we study in a college and university, we are told much before when the examination will take place. But when you reach to that awakened state, you are given a lot of challenges every day in your life. Every day, every moment in your life. And if you pass that test, then only it confirms you are there. You need not to speak about it. So now this is the examination by the existence. Go away, Chandala smiled. And then he said, you are an enlightened person. First, to whom you are saying go away? My body? You are not your body. To whom you are saying go away, go away. The true nature is pure consciousness. Are you understanding? Are you getting it? First question he asked. So we will cover those questions and then we will pick up the same next week. So Chandala smiled. Oh Master, to whom you are saying go away, go away. Are you asking the body should go away? The body is made up of the same matter, carbs, protein, minerals. Your body and my body is the same. To whom you are saying go away, go away. You are an enlightened and still you say you are the body? First question. Second question. We have been understanding that meditation reveals my true nature. That true nature is pure consciousness, and that pure consciousness is a common and the same element present in all of us. Consciousness cannot be divided. So the same guy asked another question. Are you asking me that your consciousness and my consciousness are different? To simplify, the space in your home is different from my space in my home? Is that what you are saying? How can you separate? How can the consciousness can go away? Are you understanding? Are you getting it? It's a little typical. It goes very deep. Home, you are saying. If body is the same, to whom you are saying go away, go away. If you are not the body, I am not the body. Let it be. If the consciousness cannot be separated, why you are saying go away, go away? The space in your house and the space in my house is the same. You understand, the space in my house and the same. The space inside the bottle and outside cannot be separated. To whom you are saying go away, go away. Shankara did not get angry. He already realized, because he was realized, the mind instantly picked up that state and he started answering Chandala. And he said, O Chandala, you are my Guru, who helps you to awaken to your true nature the next moment without your IQ. If you put your IQ, then there will be a problem. What the IQ says, I'm an enlightened person. You belong to the lowest profession. And those people are known as outcast in India. So you have a lot of problems of untouchability. That's why that phrase came, go away, go away. But Shankara was not angry. Instantly he realized. And he answered that we will take up next week. What he said, this is my conviction. This is my Manisha. Manisha means this is my normal, pure, calm intellect says that I am pure consciousness. I am not the body. However, when I deal, live, and work in the material world, in a transactional reality, I have to follow some actions. That is why I told you, keep a distance. I have just taken a bath. Not because I know that I am the body. I am not the body. I am the pure consciousness. My inner nature is full of peace and happiness. So another 4 verses and couplets, they are most beautiful. They summarizes the entire teachings of mindfulness and meditation. One more thing and then we will start with it. The moment Buddha used to observe that these guys are definitely becoming a seeker and they will listen to the Buddha. So he used to call them, they used to whisper. Buddha used to whisper in their ears, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you committed? Yes, I'm committed. So go to the cremation ground and sit there for 6 months. Make a small cottage. Why? Every time your mind and sense organ perceives this body is dead and the burning, that Manisha takes birth in your head that I'm not the body. The moment you drop the identification of the body, the mindfulness state remains present with you all the time. So what is the work we need to do this week? Listen to this again and again, do the practice, but check in every transaction in your life this week, are you applying simple intellect mind or are you using your IQ where it is not required? Example. I can give you an example. Now, I give an example. Just I'm thirsty, let me grab a glass of water, finished and done. So where the problem comes, you are my honey, but stop this but. You are my son, but. Ashok's son was also attending the session, so possibly last month. So I texted his son something. Now I will talk to my dad. I said, why don't you solve the problem? Why you raise the issue with your dad? What the hell you do? Are you doing meditation? Don't you use your simple intellect? And what I said in the text that to him, that please send the email of your son so that I can include him in a Saturday online session. He did not respond, he might be busy. So I asked his son. His son said, no, I will ask my dad why the hell he did not send you. You see, do you understand? IQ and simple intellect. I will do it. Are you understanding? I can bet you that 90% of your challenges in day-to-day life that pertains to anxiety and duality and a conflict will drop. Do you agree? Do you agree? So we have to approach this meditation session with Manisha. Close your eyes. So in the stage 1, eyes are closed. And the step 1, what I say, close your eyes, make your body comfortable and look inside. The mind is facing inside and looking inside. Keep your mind and intellect simple, clear. Is there a conviction in your mind that the mind is looking inside? Done. It doesn't take anything. You need not to think. You need not to apply your IQ. We don't need IQ. So you see that when that mind which is simple, casual, clear, looking inside, yes, what you're looking inside, you see the darkness, accept it. You see the space, accept it. You see the space with the thoughts, accept it. Did I say you to let me deal with the thought first, then I will start looking inside? Let me see the color of a tumbler, then I will drink the water. You see that? I'm constantly comparing the two so that it becomes easy for you. If you do the practice again and again, and you every time the moment I say close your eyes, and your mind will naturally look inside. That simply means it's okay, the mind, let it ring. It will ring, it will stop by itself. Who cares? You keep looking inside. You could keep looking inside. Keep looking inside. The moment what happens, our master says, when the mind keep looking inside in awareness, the body moves naturally to the state of steadiness. Naturally moves to the state of steadiness. Why? Manisha has a conviction, clarity. What? The body is a matter. That knowledge should be there at the non-verbal level. And in the second step of the first stage, we settle. See that. When I say being comfortable, am I not pointing to Manisha? Look at the neck joint, be there, feel the presence, and experience what? Sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. Now go back to the story I related. Chandala said, is consciousness separate? Same way, can you separate sensation? Comfortable? Steadiness? Answer is no. What should I do? Live in today? Move the mind on the shoulder joints and feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. The mind moves on the entire body, from the top of the head to the toes, on all the joints. Where is Manisha? You are moving it casually. It may happen. The mind may go somewhere. Move it again. Does it not happen that sometime we are driving and mind is absorbed in thinking of something else? So instead of taking the first turn where my house is, I take the second turn, I return again casually. We don't need IQ. What happened, why it happened, where it happened, I should not have done it. This is what the IQ does. So now being carefree in the same step. What is being carefree? How simple it is being carefree. Everything that is changing, the body, the breath, the mind, the intellect, the thoughts, and the ego, you have past experiences and the memories, they are constantly coming and going. I am not that. You have to keep that thing in the field of awareness. When I'm not that, it means what? I'm standing across the road, watching the traffic. Manisha, to be carefree is Manisha, free from all the care. Now see that, my friends, your mind may receive crazy thoughts, but they are separate. I'm not them. Simple awareness. Instead, some thought comes and the mind starts thinking why you have come, from where you have come. It has never come before. It has come to take a revenge. Unwanted, unnecessary, not required. It is required in the material world, not in the journey of life of a seeker. And then you touch the existence. What is that? Existence being casual. What is being casual? We are like a sun that falls on the body, on the wall, on the house, on different things, but does not change. That sun is deep inside. The meditation is a discovery of that sun. That sun never rises, never rests. It is self-luminous. It is our pure consciousness. Can I get a glimpse of it without thinking? The first stage is over. In the stage 2, we need to continue our journey to purify the mind. Why? Same thing. To move into the state of Manisha, pure, calm, clear intellect with a conviction that is natural, that is not based on IQ. I'm separating again and again. So what we do, Manisha, here is awareness behind the practice. So can I give you a clue? That awareness behind quick and short breathing, before the practice, during the practice, after the practice remains the same is to be seen. Besides, in addition, here I feel fresh, good, calm, that is okay. So let us see, look deep inside the rib cage and start breathing. What you do? Start breathing, quick and short breath from both the nostrils into the chest. Quick and short breath, playful breath. Playful breath. Continue. Continue. Quick and short breath. Playful breath. For whom you are doing for yourself. Should the IQ come and tell you, no, you see that this is not good for me, this is good for me, I don't feel good, I feel good? No. Simply do it. And if those thoughts are coming, let them come. You maintain your awareness behind, before, during, and after. Continue. Quick and short breath only from the ribs. Only the ribs expand and contract, not your entire body. The ribs expand in the front and on the sides, and the rib contracts from the front and on the sides. More or less, your body remains steady. Steadiness of the body is different from the movement of the ribs, and continue, 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 and stop it. Do nothing. So, what is Manisha? Is the state of awareness before, during, and after remains the same, and you are experiencing maybe a freshness, maybe calmness, maybe a clarity. See that. That is the way we should understand and practice. I told you to stop the breathing and you are still breathing. See that? The mind has gone somewhere else. Huh? Couple of them, couple of you have continued breathing. No. Did you not listen? Manisha is lost. So we will repeat it again. Look inside the rib cage and start breathing. Quick and short breath, playful breath. Please continue. Please continue. Continue. Quick and short breath in the field of awareness. And stop this. Do nothing. Two things. Manisha, that awareness deep inside is still the same before, during, after. The experiences is a part of change happening in the brain and the body and experienced by the mind. What else we need? And in that state, let us do another active step in the stage 2 to purify the mind, to return to that state of Manisha. Take a deep, silent in, slow breath. Very deep, silent, slow. And while breathing out, keep your awareness inside the forehead and start doing the humming sound. You should take a longer time to inhale, a longer time to do the humming. Means you have to bring your rate of the breath per minute down, as the number of breaths should drop as less as possible, maybe 2 or 3 breaths a minute. That will help to return to that state of the Manisha. The mind will be clear. The intellect will not run after any thought. Continue. Continue humming. And stop humming sound. Two things: awareness inside and the state of your experience. Let that Manisha, which is simple, it sees the things clearly as it is. So you look inside the head. We are moving into the stage 3, where we are asking the mind, can you live within casually and naturally, beyond the sense perception, behind the world, are people, place, and position. So what we say, please look inside the forehead in the space, and you play with the mind. What it means, any thought comes, you drop Om Shanti. Any feeling, Om Shanti. Any experience, you drop it. How you drop it? You remember, I told you by an example, I come to your house and you say, who are you? And I say, Om Shanti. Where are you going? Om Shanti. What you do? Om Shanti. So I gave only one answer, that is Om Shanti, to all your questions. Same way, mind will definitely run after so many things. Let it run. So instead, the mind runs after the thoughts. You hold on naturally. You say Om Shanti. Mind says, I'm feeling good, Om Shanti. I'm not feeling good, Om Shanti. I have to settle a score with that guy, Om Shanti. Manisha, simple, clear intellect in the state of steadiness, calmness. These are prerequisites to use that Manisha, that you are consciously relaxed and calm, your awareness is intact, and you are living within to see the things as it is. That is Manisha. Another name of that is Preksha. You'll be surprised. Another name is Vipassana. You might have heard Buddhist meditation, one type of meditation, mindfulness or meditation. They say it is Vipassana. Sometimes they say it Preksha. It is the same Manisha. Continue. In the stage 3, we are picking up only one step from there. Casually, you are not at all concerned with what comes to and stop it. Now we are moving into the stage 4 without any object. We always understand intellectually objectless state of the mind leads to a meditative state. So what should we do? Look at the head and the neck and experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. Because that experience, the sensation cannot be divided. So the mind that wants to run and cause the challenges drops. Then look inside the head and the neck. Become aware of the space and the sensation. And experience calmness and quietness. What happens in calmness is that you are aware of what the mind is cooking in terms of the thoughts, feeling and experiences. And the mind may get carried away a little bit. But in the state of quietness, when you experience the inner space inside, that quietness means these thoughts, crazy thoughts, is too far from you and they don't touch you. You are still aware of them. The way I'm sitting in my house, I'm aware of the sound coming from outside. So look at the middle portion of the body, the chest and the belly. Sensation, relaxation and stillness outside. We use the mind in a very simple, the way it works, but with a conviction, not with any fancy imagination or hallucinations. Then we look inside the heart. Be there. Become aware of the space inside, which is different from the space outside. That is required, even though the space is one. But we have to educate the mind. So the space inside and the sensation within, which is different from the sensation on the skin of the body, the moment you recognize it, that sensation is the state of calmness and the space is the state of quietness. You are sure the mind is deeper within. And move the mind beyond that calmness and quietness. You will find as if the mind is meeting the horizon. In that state, we return to the last stage of today's journey. So we keep that state similar. What is that? Three-pointed awareness of the breath. The breath is going in, coming out, you simply know it. Knowing the breath is going in and out. I always stress on this point, you need not to focus. You're simply aware. And the second point of awareness, you feel the sensation. You feel the sensation of the breath going in and coming out inside the nose. And we have to live in extraordinary awareness. What is the third point? No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. You do not change. If it changes, it's okay. It will give you a very deeper awareness. A higher the awareness, I'll not tell you now. Something happens with the three-pointed awareness. You may undergo a variety of experiences, starting from the freezing, tingling sensation. Body appears very big or small, visions and the colors. Do you remember, recognize, and accept them? Finished. Do nothing, remain as you are. Manisha, simple, clear, intellect. Are you aware that the intellect has a conviction that you are sitting in meditation? What else we need? So if we keep that Manisha in our day-to-day life, we know when to use that intellect as an IQ and when to transcend it. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Your hands are totally clean. You can put it on your closed eyes and opened eyes inside. We share our experiences so that everyone is sharing their experiences, and so each one is helping others. And bring the hands down. Samir, you are sitting on a bed?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, our bed can be used for so many things.
Sir, bed is bad.
But so who uses the intellect? So what is your experience?
Sir, it was very deep.
Very
It
deep.
was penetrating inside.
Penetrating.
Inside, like means some ray of light, everything going inside.
Everything.
Something going inside me. Where it is going, I didn't know. But it was
Wonderful.
going like that.
Wonderful. Very good. So how about you, Stephen?
Another very enjoyable meditation. Felt very deep, very quiet. There was a moment after we started doing the second round of short breaths. From that moment, I actually felt, I didn't realize it at first, but I felt I was outside my own body.
Wonderful.
And I was trying to figure out where I was, and I realized I was actually in this room looking at myself meditating.
So beautiful an experience. It's a true experience of Manisha. When we live with that Manisha, we constantly and consciously discover, experience, and know that I'm out of the body. It's not that, that you feel once a while, once in a blue moon in meditation. You are constantly aware that this body is not me. Neighbor's house is not me. I designed one meditation where there are 6 neighbors. Neighbors means what? I am not the neighbor. So you build up a relationship with your neighbor and they come to you. They spend until sometime in the midnight and then they say, I'm going. It's enough. Same way the Manisha realizes I'm not the body. That is what happens. I gave an example. How are you, sir, Ashokji?
I am fine and progressing day by day.
Day by day.
It's feeling good, better and better.
Good, better. Wonderful. So, how are you, Vaibhav?
Sir, it was very calm and relaxing.
Calm and relaxing. I gave a solution to your problem also.
Yes.
So you have to contemplate and think. We are not sharing what problem he talked to me. So if you understand, I not that is what happens in a live session, because if we continue, you tell me your challenges, you share your experiences, so I realize what needs to be done in the next session. So how are you, Sangeeta?
So data बहुत peaceful था.
Peaceful. Journey has to continue, remember. How long you will breathe, when you have to stop breathing, when you have to stop eating. That is the answer. How long we have to do mindfulness? Until you reach to a state you know you are already there. But then why you joined the Veda Shankara? Instantly record, the master instantly record when the Chandala says, go away, go away. To whom you are saying, go away, go away. So the mind is always ready, lives into that state. How are you, Pushkar?
I'm feeling very good. I see my thoughts like running like train.
Hmm.
And the train passed the all it is peace.
Hmm.
So I
Very good. Continue the journey. So, how about you, David and Jerry? And then we will take up Terry.
Um, Thank you, Girish. Again, it was really, really wonderful. I love that second stage of the short breathing. For whatever reason, that was just in sync for me. And then shortly thereafter, I had this vibrational tingliness in my body for pretty much the rest of the meditation. And it was
Beautiful.
very hard to describe.
Yeah, it's a beautiful experience, but rather it helps you to deepen the experience. Oh, let me live into that state. I should, let me give a brief. I remember the principle. Think of it, desire, any desire that is projecting pleasure outside in the objects. Any desire is the impurity of energy known as prana in the mind. That is why short and quick breath. Three things. Desire. We normally say desire is always coming from the mind. But that desire is the impurity of the prana in the mind. It takes a lot of sessions to detail that. We will do that. And how are you, Jerry?
Doing really well. It was a wonderful meditation, really peaceful right away. And during the Om Shanti, felt very expansive. So this
Very expensive. Yes, that is beautiful. So when you simply drop Om Shanti, you are going away too far from the world outside, because all the thought pertains to the world. Om Shanti, what's your name, Om Shanti? Where are you going, Om Shanti? So ultimately, if you start responding to even a person, what the person will say, hell with you, I'm not talking to you. But what happens on the other side? Your mind calms down. Now the mind is not ready to ask any question. That is the key. Terry, are you there? Can you unmute it?
Yes.
Yes. How are you?
I I felt like I was getting everything that you were saying. I
Good.
felt like something was fighting me.
Yes.
So I was dropping Om Shanti,
Yeah.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, like that much.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it happens.
It really was really a lot of things were going on that were fighting me. So I didn't really.
And then even you went deeper and you experienced that state that is going to help you to take care of the body and the mind and
Yeah.
the other challenges. I can see
It's
and I
like,
can visualize and understand.
it's like I went right to the beginning and I couldn't drop down in. It was almost like I was at the. I would go there, but then I couldn't go all the way
See?
into it because something kept fighting me, pulling me back.
That will go away. Yeah. See that she is able to move your hands. So that is all for today. We will meet next week. Be happy. Keep smiling. Who is left?
Namaste. Thank you.
Somebody's left.
Nobody is left. Is there anybody left who wants to share? No.